Hey everyone, thank you so much for coming back for another video. Today I'm sharing 3 really tasty dinners with you and one easy dessert at the end of the video, so make sure you stick around for that. But let's just go ahead and get into this video. First up, I made these burrito bowls. I just started by taking 1 pound of ground turkey. I'm using 85/15, and I'm just going to brown this up in my pan with a half of a chopped onion. I've also shared these little bowls before. You just stick your tortilla right inside of them and pop them in the oven on like 375 for about 10 minutes, and they turn into a nice big solid shell, and that's what we're going to be using as our bowls tonight. I can link those below for you. They were not expensive and we love using them. Like I said, I cook them about 10 minutes. Some people cook them longer. I just like to cook them until the tops start to get a light golden color, and then I know it's time to take them out. Once my meat is finished cooking, I'm going to add in 1 can of Rotel, and I'm also going to add in a half a can of corn and a half a can of black beans. You could add the entire can. We just think it's a little overwhelming when you add the whole can of corn and the whole can of black beans, which is why I do half and half. Now I'm adding in my taco seasoning. I don't measure, but I would say this is probably 4 to 5 tablespoons. I like to add a pretty decent amount in there because not only do I have the 1 pound of meat, but I also have the corn, the black beans, and the tomatoes, and I want to make sure everything has enough seasoning. Now I'm going to add in just a little bit of this chipotle chili pepper powder. It is spicy, so I only add just a little bit, but we love the chipotle flavor that it brings. Here is what my burrito bowls are going to look like coming out of the oven. As you can see, the tops are very lightly browned. That's perfect to us. And then here's an overview of all of our toppings that we're going to be using tonight. I want to say I love this squeezed guacamole. It is amazing. It doesn't go bad in the fridge super fast, which is great, and it just keeps it sealed very nicely since it's in a squeeze bottle. I'm also making this Spanish rice that we can put in our burrito bowls as well. And then here is mine all finished. I have all the toppings, including cilantro and guacamole. I love all the toppings. Elijah is a little bit more picky, so he just had cheese, sour cream, and hot sauce on his. Tonight I'm making $1 million pork chops. This was the first time I've ever made these, and let me tell you, mayonnaise in here, oh my gosh, was not expecting it to be that good. But I started by making my mashed potatoes. I was just peeling off any bad parts of my potatoes. I did leave some skin on, and that is because I want them to have skin in the mashed potatoes. If you've never made them like that, they're very, very good. It's a nice way to change up your potatoes, but I just cubed those up and got those boiling in some water. In my cast iron, I started cooking up some bacon. I like to cut mine in half so they fit better in the pan, but in total I'm cooking 6 slices of bacon, and then once those are done, I'm just going to get those chopped up into smaller pieces. Now starting on my pork chops, I have 5 pork chops right here. I'm just going to go ahead and add salt, pepper, and garlic powder to both sides of my pork chops. Once I got those seasoned up, I actually just took those right over to the cast iron that I cooked my bacon in, and I'm just going to cook those in the bacon grease for that extra flavor. You definitely don't have to do this. You can remove all of the fat or just use a different pan. Totally up to you, but I really thought that that extra flavor would be amazing, and it really was. All I'm doing here is just searing each side for 1 minute or so on a high heat, and then we're actually going to add this topping. I'm going to go ahead and mix about 6 ounces of cream cheese, a 1/4 cup of mayonnaise, a 1/2 cup of shredded mild cheddar cheese, and 3 green onions I sliced up. Along with most of our bacon, we are going to reserve a little bit for the top, and I'm just going to get that mixed up together, and then this is going on top of our pork chops. I also want to mention you do not have to cook these all the way through because they are going into the oven, and then these are going to go in for about 20 minutes. I'm using all of the topping we made, so I'm just dividing it evenly between the 5 pork chops, and then once that's done, I'm going to take another 1/2 cup of cheese and just cover the tops with it. Alright, so now I'm actually going to get started on my potatoes. They have been drained. As you can see, skin is still on. I'm going to add 3 to 4 tablespoons of butter, some heavy cream, a big spoonful of sour cream, lots and lots of salt, and then pepper and parsley and garlic powder. And I do not taste my mashed potatoes until after I mix it the first time, and then if it needs something else, I toss it in. Easy peasy, but it's mostly to taste. Once my 20 minutes was up, my pork chops were fully cooked. I did temp them to make sure they were at a good temperature, and then I just went ahead and added the rest of that bacon on, and I added another green onion over the top. I also want to say this is one of those meals I think will really impress like your family and friends. Elijah was very impressed with these. I told him there was mayonnaise in them and he couldn't believe it, but this is what our finished plates look like. I just served it with a little bit of broccoli. The last dinner I'm sharing this week is buffalo chicken, quesadillas, and a side salad. So I have 2 chicken breasts right here that I cut in half, and I'm just seasoning those up with a little bit of black pepper, salt, and garlic powder. Now I'm going to transfer these to a greased baking dish. This is an 8x8 dish. I'm just spraying it with some cooking spray, and then I'm just going to set these chicken breasts in here. And also I'm going to add just a little bit of buffalo sauce to them, spread it around really nicely just so they have some extra flavor while they cook. After 25 minutes, my chicken was done. I did temp it to make sure, and it was perfectly cooked. Then I went ahead and drained the extra liquid out of my pan, and I started shredding my chicken with 2 forks. Once that was all shredded up, I went ahead and added some buffalo sauce in there, and this one container I had was almost gone, so I had to open another container of buffalo sauce, which is fine. They were two different brands, but honestly didn't matter that much. I probably added about 1/4 of a cup of buffalo sauce in here, and I just gave it a good stir. I had bought a bunch of parsley for a recipe the other day, so I'm over here trying to use it up. So I added a little bit in here. It was good, but you definitely don't have to do that. It's kind of an extra step, but I went ahead and just tossed in some fresh parsley to that, and now I'm going to go ahead and actually get started on my quesadillas. I did spray my pan with a little bit of nonstick spray, and then I'm using burrito size wraps, so they're nice and big. I added a little bit of mozzarella cheese, a little bit of mild cheddar cheese to the bottom, and then I'm just going to layer over my buffalo chicken. And then I'm going to add just a little bit of ranch on top of my chicken, and then more cheese, that way it holds the wrap together. Both cheeses again over the chicken. You can keep this meal pretty low carb if you are using a low carb or keto friendly tortilla like I am here. Once everything's in there, I'm going to fold it over. As you saw, I burnt myself, fun times. But now I'm just going to go ahead and brown that up on both sides. Once my quesadillas were done, I moved them over to my cutting board and I let them sit for about 5 minutes before cutting into them. And I just used my pizza cutter to slice those into 4 pieces. Here's my finished plate. I just had one quesadilla here with a little parsley over the top, and then a simple side salad with ranch, cheese, and croutons. Next up, we are making this 3-ingredient pumpkin bread. I saw this floating around and I just really wanted to try it. So I'm going to preheat my oven to 350. Here are the 3 ingredients: spice cake mix, chocolate chips, and a 15-ounce can of pumpkin. In my mixer, I'm adding my spice cake mix and 15 ounces of pure pumpkin. And then after we get that mixed together, we're just going to add in 1 cup of chocolate chips. I'm using mini chocolate chips, and you're just going to fold those in with a spoon. Once everything's mixed together, I'm going to spray down my bread pan, and then I'm going to go ahead and dump the entire thing in here. I'm going to try to smooth it out the best I can, just to make sure everything is even all the way across. I just took a handful of chocolate chips and sprinkled those across the top, and then this went in my oven for 50 minutes. For 3 ingredients, honestly, this bread was not that bad. My husband gobbled it up. It's actually gone, and I made it yesterday. I thought it was okay. I think it needed something, maybe an egg, but overall for 3 ingredients, not bad. Let me know below if you've tried this bread before or if you plan to, and tell me what you think. But thank you so much for watching. I'm so very grateful that you came back for another video. Of course, I will be back on Wednesday with a new video. Don't forget to give me a follow on Instagram if you haven't already, and I will see you guys next time.